everyone, Scott Collin, West Ham Fan TV. Welcome to your big match preview. Today I'm previewing our away fixture at Cardiff City on Saturday, 3 PM kickoff. Tricky fixture, tricky fixture. We had a really good performance against Newcastle, run out 2-0 winners, controlled the game from start to finish, in my opinion. I thought it was such a composed performance by us. Yeah, Newcastle had chances, but, even the poorest sides have chances against the best teams. So, we need to go into this fixture and just carry on where we left off. It's not going to be easy. Cardiff fighting for their lives down in that bottom three. They're third from bottom, 2 points, I think, from safety. I think they're 5 points from the team above Southampton. I'm sure Southampton are fourth from bottom, sorry. So they're scrapping for points. And since the turn of year, we do not travel well. We're yet to pick up an away win in 2019. So, that is a little bit worrying. I think Cardiff will look at this game and see that stat and think, they can get something out of this. But our performances overall have improved massively since the very, very poor January that we had. We've now lost one of our last 5 fixtures. But as I said, we're without a win on the road in our last 6. And when you take into account we've had defeats against AFC Wimbledon, that terrible loss against Wolves, the patchy performance against Palace, and a good defensive display against City, we can't afford the inconsistency to creep back into the side. But, I just think that we're going to be buoyed with confidence from the Newcastle game. Players coming back of good quality as well, fighting for places in the squad, which is good. I just think we'll just be too strong for Cardiff in this one. Cardiff, massive blow for them last week, losing Sol Bamba, who's probably been their best or most consistent player of the season. That's a big, big blow for them. But as I said, they are desperate to avoid the drop. They're only 2 points from safety, so they're going to be fighting for points left, right and centre. And as I said earlier on, this is one of them games where if we don't take it seriously, we could come unstuck. Stats going into this are on our side. 7 wins out of 7 in our last 7 fixtures against Cardiff. 3-1 winners at the London Stadium earlier on in the season. If I'm honest, Cardiff probably were very, very poor that night. They're probably one of the worst teams I've seen play at the London Stadium this season. But as I said, it's a completely different kettle of fish when you're travelling to the opposition's ground. So, we've just got to be very, very careful. Other than Bamba, Cardiff fully fit. They've got a full roster to pick from. With us, obviously, some positive news for a change. Aaron Cresswell and Balbuena both fit and available for selection in this fixture. Defensively, that's a massive boost, having Cresswell back and Balbuena coming back into the squad. Puts a bit of pressure on Bonner and Diop as well to perform. They've got a really good partnership at the moment, but we also saw earlier on in the season the Balbuena Diop partnership is also very, very good. So, it's a good bit of competition for both of them, pushes them that little bit more. I think when you look at a bench against Newcastle, with the likes of Balbuena coming back as well, the return of Lanzini, the fact that Antonio wasn't even in the squad against Newcastle, just shows that we've now got a bench of players that can all come on and make a difference. And I just think now is the right time for us to start and push, cement ourselves in the top half of the season and push for that 7th spot. It's not going to be easy, but it is achievable. Also, as I said, Antonio looking at return as well after he got left out against Newcastle. I know he picked up a shoulder injury against City. I'm not too sure whether that's what kept him out in the Newcastle game. Pushing for starts, obviously, is also Arnautovic and Lanzini. It was like a breath of fresh air seeing Lanzini return to the side against Newcastle. He's getting himself fitter. For me, it'd be good for him to start this fixture. I think, it'd be good to see the link-up play that he brings in. Hernandez is under a bit of pressure with Arnautovic breathing down his neck to get back into the starting 11. We've all wanted to see the Arnautovic, Lanzini, Anderson combination. And also not forgetting the Samir Nasri, another player who, that's a frightening front line. If you've got Arnautovic, Lanzini and Anderson either side with Nasri sitting behind, that is a scary attacking four. And, that would cause Cardiff problems all day long. It causes most teams in the Premier League problems. But, that's really exciting to see. And, I'd love to see that combination start up top for us against Cardiff. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But, this is good headache for Pellegrini to have these quality players coming back to fitness, pushing the players that are in the first team, you know, not forgetting the youngsters coming through as well. So competition all round. I think it just bodes well going into this final third. If we don't pick up any more injuries, I can't see why we can't nick that 7th spot with a bit of consistency and decent performances. As I said at the start, I do think we'll be too strong for Cardiff. That's no disrespect to Cardiff whatsoever. You know, we've been in the situation they're in before. We know what the fight's like to get out of that bottom 3 and stay in the Premier League. And we know if we switch off for a moment, if we lack concentration, you know, we can find ourselves on the wrong end of the wrong end of the game, you know. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Dan will be travelling up to Cardiff, so make sure you check him out for a fan cam after the game. There's loads of other stuff on the channel. There won't be a post-match pint this week. I'm not sure whether there's going to be a post-match reaction. I'm away for the weekend, so I don't know what the guys are doing. So it said make sure you check out all our other videos. Post-match pint for Newcastle on the social as well. Ryan's done one of them this week. So yeah, check them out. One thing left to say, come on, you irons.